Hey, what's up, y'all? It's D. About to react to this vid by B with the T is titled Nicki Minaj Sparks Chaos After Trump Appearance. Amanda Seales and Tamika Mallory call her out. Oop. Okay, Nicki has done her speech, it appears, and she is standing with the Trump administration, apparently. Let's see what's going on. Let's watch.
Okay, you guys, so Nicki Minaj just spoke at the
This dress
United
was
Nations,
sickening.
and the internet is going crazy. So before we get into the UN speech, we need to talk about all the stuff that led up to that moment, because Nicki has been on a whole Trump supporting spree lately. So let's rewind to early November. The White House TikTok page posted Trump and Melania with Nicki Minaj's song Bees in the Trap playing in the background. And Nicki went crazy over this. She reposted it talking about the First Lady and President of the United States. And she promised unlimited backstage passes to whoever uploaded it to the White House TikTok. Now, at first, people were like, okay, maybe she's just excited. Her song is being used. But then she kept going. A few days later, Nicki reposted another White House TikTok, and it was literally celebrating Trump's policies. Now, we're talking about a slideshow that said no men and women's sports, border is closed, criminal illegals are being deported, all of that. Now, this is where her fans really started going off, because a lot of them are LGBTQ+, and they felt like she was supporting anti-trans policies. And people were in the comments dragging her, saying she's an immigrant herself, supporting transphobic propaganda. But Nicki didn't stop there. On November 1st, Trump made a post about Christians being prosecuted and killed in Nigeria, and Nicki co-signed. She thanked him for speaking out and said no group should ever be prosecuted for practicing their religion. Now, when her LGBTQ plus fans called her out about supporting Trump after everything he's done to their community, Nicki doubled down. She said basically that this is not about them. She basically told them they were making it about themselves when Christians are being murdered. So all of this led to her getting invited to speak at the United Nations by Trump's UN ambassador, Mike Waltz. And yesterday, Nicki became the first female rapper to ever address the UN. She showed up in an all-black dress, admitted she was very nervous, and gave a speech thanking Trump for his leadership on the Nigeria situation. She talked about Christians being targeted and killed in Nigeria, and said protecting them is about uniting humanity, not taking sides.
It is an honor to stand on this stage with you and the other distinguished speakers here today to shine a spotlight on the deadly threat faced by thousands of Christians in Nigeria. I would like to thank President Trump for prioritizing this issue and for his leadership on the global stage and calling for urgent action to defend Christians in Nigeria, to combat extremism, and to bring a stop to violence against those who simply want to exercise their natural right to freedom of religion or belief.
But this is the thing, y'all. Experts and even the Nigerian government are pushing back on Trump's claims. Now, they're saying the violence in Nigeria affects everyone, regardless of their background or beliefs, not just Christians. The Nigerian president even said that he was shocked that Trump was talking about potentially invading their country. Now, let's get into the reactions, because Amanda Seales and Tamika Mallory both had something to say about this whole situation. Now, y'all already know Amanda is very outspoken. So Amanda Seales spoke out, and she said that this is a perfect example as to why it's important to have people around you who know more than you. Take a look.
Nicki Minaj working with Trump admin on plight of Christians in Nigeria.
Either she's getting a check, or she was MAGA the whole time, or she's genuinely thinks that she's doing something good, which, by the way, is why y'all need to have people around you that know more than you. And by y'all, I don't just mean celebrities. Everybody. Everybody should have.
I think, this is what kind of rubs me the wrong way, or makes me side-eye it, because she's never been like this activist or been super involved in politics and vocal about anything that I have ever witnessed in the past that warrants her going to give a speech. Like, this is a lot. So it just seems a bit out of nowhere, and it's like, well, does she truly understand exactly what's going on? Because if, the Nigerian president or whoever they said it was who came out and was like, what? This is not what's actually going on, and we're surprised to even hear Trump speak on this. Like, it just seems very suspicious and sketchy. And I was already side-eyeing anyway, because I'm like, if Trump got something to do with it, it takes us really diving into it and looking into it to make sure it's something to even support and get behind. So it did come across a bit odd. And I don't keep up with politics, so I didn't know all the details. So I was just like, but it did look suspicious to me. And this kind of verifies what I already was like side-eyeing the whole time.
People around them that they can consult with, that think differently than you, that hold you in a place of values. Just so you understand what's happening here with the plight of Christians in Nigeria,
it sounds like we're looking for an excuse, we're being the USA, looking for an excuse to invade Nigeria.
Is a plight of Christians in Nigeria. However, the U.S., what does that have to do with the United States?
Exactly. Always in somebody else's shit.
The United States is using this as a ploy, as a proxy, to find their way into Nigeria so that they can then find their way into the Sahel states of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger.
Because when the fuck has Trump cared before about immigrants or anybody else, from any other country? When has he ever really cared? So, again, this was already suspicious, and now it's making sense. The pieces are coming together. And I don't even usually fuck with her. She gets on my nerves a lot. I've made several videos of, being irritated by her. But when she's right, she's right. All right? This sounds sus, and this sounds like something Trump would be behind.
As you know, are coming together to begin a process of Pan-Africanism on the continent. They are taking back their resources from France. They are saying we are going to build our own infrastructures. This undermines the global empire's goal, and so they have to try and shut it down. Now, we saw earlier this year with AFRICOM and that cone, that general who tried to say, they got some problems going down in Burkina Faso. They're continuing to try to make this happen the same way that they're making fetch happen in Venezuela right now. When do we stop allowing ourselves to be used?
But that's not all, y'all. Tamika Mallory came out with a strongly worded video warning about the consequences of aligning with Donald Trump.
So you guys know that over the last few years, I've really tried to be intentional about what I say in public about Black folks. I try to be really careful, but some things require a public statement. And as I've been watching this situation unfold with Nicki Minaj and Trump and Nigeria, I thought it was important for me to say a few things. There are consequences to aligning yourself with Donald Trump and his policies and his evil ways. There's consequences. What we know is that as he turns his attention to Nigeria, understanding his history, there will absolutely be exploitation, theft of resources. Somebody that he knows wants something from Nigeria. It could be a business partner, it could be a friend, it could be a said corporation, it could even be his family members. But they will invade Nigeria and exploit the people for their own benefit. Wow. And they will throw Nicki Minaj to the wolves because they could care less. They couldn't care less about that system. The unfortunate part about all of this is that there will forever be a stain associated with this moment that this sister will have to walk with. She will 100% see bloodshed because innocent Nigerians will be harmed and even likely killed as a result of whatever is to come. And she will have that on her hands.
Beside it, yeah.
And it is pretty sad to watch because what we know is that Trump, often uses Black people and Black culture to harm Black people here and abroad. And it is happening in real time.
And that sister is going to carry this moment with her forever. So today is a pretty sad day. It's a pretty sad day, and it won't be long before we all get to see how it unfolds. Maybe she knows, maybe she doesn't. Maybe she doesn't have anybody around her to inform her. But history tells what's going to happen, and it's, again, a pretty sad day.
Now, to be real, Tamika has a very strong point.
They both got
Trump
points.
always
Points
has an
were made.
ulterior motive when it comes to it.
This don't sound good. I don't know all the fucking details, obviously, and we will have to just see how things play out. But we have to, look a bit deeper into this situation, because on the surface, of course, people want to say, oh, all Nicki did was, say that it's wrong for people to be getting killed in Nigeria for their Christian beliefs. Nah, that was being stated on the surface. But if Trump ends up sending, people over to Nigeria to invade them for resources under this false idea of helping them, which the USA has done before, okay, many times. All right, this is a part of the reason why we're hated. Going places and claiming, oh, we're here to help, we're trying to protect the people, but we doing some fuck shit while we're there. So if that ends up happening and she has been in support of this is a horrible, horrible look. So I see what people are saying. Like, it's plain as day what they're saying. I feel like people are probably not going to want to hear it because it's Nicki, and people are such, cult barbs. So they don't want to hear none of that. They're going to be like, what are y'all talking about? All she doing is trying to support the Nigerians. So they're going to say some stupid shit like that without actually understanding, what is taking place. And you have people who do keep up with politics quite a bit. And they are, tapped into what's taking place. If they're saying that this is Nicki's on some bullshit and they're using her as a pawn, then I think we should at least consider what they're saying.
Anything, so you really can't trust anything that he says he's going to do or why he's going to do it. Now, Nicki keeps saying she's not taking political sides, but she spoke at the UN on behalf of the Trump administration. So
you've already dipped your toe into it. You in it.
It's kind of hard to sit there and say that she's not really taking sides. So the big question is was this really about Christians in Nigeria, or was Nicki being used as a pawn in a bigger political game? And to be honest, with Trump's history, I absolutely feel like he's using her. Because, again, he has a history of using people to get what he wants. But I want to know, what do you...
Yikes. This is crazy. But looking at video titles on the side, related videos, they also said that Nicki has lost hundreds of thousands of followers on, I guess, Twitter and Instagram. People are upset with her, apparently. It seems like people are kind of aware of what's taking place and how she looks in this situation. But, I know that the barbs won't care. They don't give a fuck. Niggas could be getting shot in the street. They're like, no, our queen, protect our queen. She's right, y'all wrong, shut up. But, that's their stance on everything. And it's like, how about it, congrats. But yeah, this looks wild. If I was Nicki, I personally wouldn't get involved, because here's the thing. They could tell you whatever the fuck they want to tell you. Like, when has honesty and integrity ever been a thing in this country? So it's like, even if they are telling her that she's doing a good thing and we are actually trying to help and this is what we're going to do, to help the Nigerian people, even if they're telling her that, I would hope that she would have the common sense to know that they could be lying to me. They could get over there and do any fucking thing. Like, how would she know? She has no way of knowing what their true intentions are. So it's just very bold for her to take this stance and to, speak in support of this situation. Because like Amanda said, this doesn't have anything to do with us. Like, what? We sending people over there to do what exactly? Like, it just sounds very suspicious. I don't trust it. So, there's that. But yeah, we will see. Things will unfold and reveal themselves in due time. So we will see how this plays out. Y'all let me know what y'all think, though, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.